Coming up this morning on Action News, a stabbing in Yakima County. It sent one man to the hospital with serious injuries, and the alleged suspect was booked into jail. According to police, it started out as a robbery call, which turned out to be fake. We'll explain. Plus, yesterday was Veterans Day, 24 hours focused on honoring and giving thanks to those who fought for the freedoms in this country. And the events happened all across the region. We'll bring you around the area to showcase the efforts to thank veterans. And later in the show, we talk the latest production at the Capitol Theater, Shrek the Musical. Live for one more night, we caught up with the theater CEO to talk the performance. We'll have that story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, in the world of weather, it's quite windy out there. I can feel my car getting blown around a little bit on the highway on the ride in.
Sure, it's a bit breezy out there right now, and we will hold on to breezy winds throughout the course of the day. And tomorrow, we are going to follow suit. In fact, tomorrow will actually be a bit windier than today. We're also going to be adding rain into the forecast for Wednesday. Looking out at Yakima right now, we are seeing the camera bounce around a smidge. I will say that it is certainly not as windy in Yakima as it is in the Tri-Cities. In the Tri-Cities, we're seeing winds gusting upwards of 25, even 30 miles an hour. In Yakima this morning, winds are fairly light, just blowing at 6 miles an hour. It's also pretty cool in Yakima this morning, sitting at 30 degrees. Here's a look at your weather headlines today and going forward. It is going to be a mostly dry and breezy day on this Tuesday. Now, I say mostly dry because some showers will roll in this evening. We could also see some showers along the blues today. Gusty winds and very wet weather coming tomorrow, as I've already mentioned, with rain showers lingering on Thursday. We'll touch more on all three of these weather headlines coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Yakima County. A stabbing over the weekend in Selah was followed by a fictitious robbery. At around 1:25 p.m. Sunday, Selah police were dispatched to the 100 block of West Orchard Avenue for a report of an assault and fake robbery. Once officers arrived, they found a 33-year-old man and a 30-year-old woman. Police say prior to them arriving, the couple had been involved in a physical altercation, which led to the man being stabbed in the chest. He was taken to Memorial Hospital with serious injuries and is currently in stable condition. The woman was arrested and booked into the Yakima County Jail for first-degree assault charges. And a Cleella man was arrested for theft last week. The 29-year-old was charged with burglary, theft, and driving with a suspended license after he allegedly went into a home under construction and stole a $350 speaker that had been left inside. The crime was reported on November 2nd after the theft victim told police that a speaker was missing and a security camera had recorded the man's silver Honda Accord on the property. He was later caught and arrested. He is expected to be arraigned November 12th, and his bail is set at $20,000. Switching gears this morning, yesterday was Veterans Day, and a celebration ceremony was held in Kennewick at the Regional Veterans Memorial. Residents gathered at the Regional Veterans Memorial, marking the 20th anniversary of the memorial being located in Columbia Park. Standing at 40 feet tall, it's the tallest freestanding granite structure in the U.S. At the 11th hour, a flag was raised by the Knights of Columbus Honor Guard and Pasco American Legion Honor Guard.
20 years ago and further back toward Vietnam, veterans were not necessarily recognized. But I've seen in the last 20 years or so that it has become more so, and our country has become more patriotic regarding veterans and the military.
It represents our freedoms, and it represents what we all need to remember as citizens as well as veterans, that our freedoms are not free and that they've been fought for over the years. And if we forget history, then history will be repeated.
If you know a veteran personally or see one out proudly wearing the branch they served in, be sure to thank them for their service. Sunnyside held a dedication ceremony to honor the city's veterans yesterday. KIMA's Mallory Aldrich has more on that ceremony.
Fred Hayes, Harry Hayes, Terry Lance.
These are names of some of the veterans honored at Monday's dedication ceremony in Sunnyside.
I wanted to remember them in a way that truly brings honor to their service and remembers their sacrifices.
The ceremony was held to commemorate the 2 new granite walls the plaza had put in back in October. But the city plans to add more.
So it is a big deal, and of course we're always looking for funding to be able to put up the next walls. I know for a fact we've got space for 4, but how soon we're going to get all 4 in place, I'm not sure.
The walls hold the names of many different veterans to honor their service.
But to be able to pay tribute and honor those who have served in the military, not only from Sunnyside on these walls, but anyone who has served in the military, it's a great thing to do, to recognize the service of people who have served our country and have granted us the freedoms that we enjoy today. It means a lot, and it means a lot to the community.
The city is proud of its veterans and salutes them for all they have done to protect the land of the free and home of the brave.
We will now pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice to our nation.
Reporting in Sunnyside for Action News, I'm Mallory Aldrich.
Mallory Aldrich, thank you. And veterans were also honored with the parade in downtown Ellensburg. The parade featured hundreds of veterans and active duty military members, along with military vehicles and scouts. KMA's John Franklin was there as people honored local veterans.
Yeah, I think it's respectful for everyone that attends, those who are sponsors of Veterans Day, those who are members of veterans, and those who are spouses of veterans.
Downtown Ellensburg was filled with children and adults showing their appreciation to a steady stream of veterans.
I think it's important that people see the likeliness of people coming together to enjoy each other and recognize the service that veterans have performed throughout the nation.
For some people, the Veterans Day Parade has a special meaning.
It does have meaning to me because I am a veteran, part of the American Legion here in Ellensburg, and also because we recognize the people that served and provided service to our community.
Eckberg served over 4 years in the Air Force, starting in 1978.
So I was based in Riverside, California for my complete tour of duty, where we guarded B-52s and munition sites. These aircraft were on alert and would launch within 3 minutes of notification, if necessary.
He continues to support America's servicemen and women, both past and present.
Appreciate those who've served, created our democracy, and stand in place for it.
Reporting in Ellensburg for Action News, I'm John Franklin.
KEPR John Franklin, thank you. And after the parade, folks in Ellensburg filled the fire station, which was hosting a barbecue. Hundreds of people took advantage of the burgers and hot dogs and were entertained by patriotic performances from elementary and high school choirs. Free portraits were even available for all of the veterans at the fire station.
A lot of families don't have any sort of military photos or pictures with their vets, and so that's something that Karen Van Orman Photography has offered to do for us, and it continues to do for us. So it's been pretty cool to see the reaction of the families when they get that portrait.
Haberman says he's pleased with how many people came to the station this year for the annual barbecue. Now, Jefferson, I do want to point something out real fast. This came from the governor's office earlier last week, I believe it was. But all flags starting today, going in through sunset on the 14th, are set at half-staff to honor the late governor, Daniel Evans, who died in September. So that's just another thing if folks are going to be putting flags up half-staff today. Jefferson, what about the weather, though?
We are going to be noticing increasing clouds throughout the day. It is going to be a primarily dry day of weather. Some showers rolling in this evening for many of us, and then along the base of the Blues, we are going to be looking at some showers possible throughout the course of the day. Really, today is not going to be terribly wet at all. High temperatures will top out in the mid-upper 50s around the forecast area, with winds for most of us gusting somewhere in the 25 to 35 mile-an-hour range. Now, tomorrow is going to be very wet and also pretty breezy. We will touch on what you can expect heading into Wednesday coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. The time now is 5:09. Coming up on Keeper KIMA this morning, we head to the Capitol Theater in Yakima to talk the family-friendly musical about an ogre seeking true love and finding a group of companions along the way. We're talking Shrek the Musical. But later in the show, top stories. On the heels of the election, a record number of women will be serving as state leaders in the new year, 13 to be exact. And while it's progress, some say there's still a way to go. And heart attack deaths due to obesity have skyrocketed over the last 25 years. Data shows it's up nearly 200%. The biggest impact in rural America. We'll talk that when we get to health news. Stay with us.